TV7 Israel News is made possible thanks to your generous donations. Shalom, good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, hundreds of mourners attended the funeral of 19-year-old Dvir Sorek in the midst of continued efforts by Israeli security forces to locate and apprehend the perpetrators. The Assad regime condemns the United States and Turkey for deliberating so-called actions of a prolonged occupation of northeastern Syria, while Ankara warned the United States that it would not accept any delay to implementing the agreed-upon safe zone. The Islamic Republic's foreign ministry threatens its neighbor Bahrain of pursuing a policy that disrupts stability and security and paves the way for interference of trans-regional powers, including Israel and the Persian Gulf. Israeli security forces are continuing their manhunt for the perpetrators of the deadly act of terror near the Jewish West Bank settlement block of Gush Etzion, where the body of IDF soldier Corporal Dvir Sorek was discovered. According to details of the investigation that were cleared for TV7's publication, the current assessment is that the murder was not the result of a kidnapping attempt and that the investigation has narrowed its focus to the field of intelligence. The Israeli security agency Shin Bet, in cooperation with the IDF and police, have reportedly attained concrete findings and leads that narrowed their search operations to the city of Hebron and surrounding villages of the southern West Bank. Meanwhile, hundreds of mourners attended the funeral of 19-year-old Dvir Sorek, who was formerly an IDF soldier but was on leave for the purpose of attending a Jewish yeshiva seminary college. The funeral was held at the Jewish settlement of Afra last night, where the family of the soldier resides. The family, who also lost Dvir's grandfather, Rabbi Binyamin Herling, in an act of terror some 19 years prior, said it decided to donate the soldier's organs for patients awaiting a transplant. Earlier in the day, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu received an elaborate briefing at the military's headquarters in Tel Aviv, after which he visited the site of the attack, where the commander of the IDF Central Command, Major General Nadav Padan, provided the Israeli leader with another briefing at the scene north of the city of Hebron. Once again, Netanyahu took the opportunity to relay his heartfelt condolences to the Sorek family, which is the latest victim in Israel's continued struggle to secure the Jewish homeland. With regard to the ongoing manhunt, the Israeli leader vowed to bring those responsible to justice, while insisting that the answer to those who come to destroy us must always be our unrelenting eagerness to build.
התשובה שלנו למרצחים האלה היא כפולה. קודם כל, הם באים להרוס, אנחנו בונים. שנית, ידינו תשיג אותם, ונבוא איתם חשבון. החקירה מתקדמת, היא בעיצומה. אני יכול רק לומר לכם שאנחנו רואים כאן את הסיבוב שהרכב עשה אחרי מעשה הפשע והרצח. אני מציין לכם גם שבשנים האחרונות כוחות הביטחון בהנהגת השב"כ מצאו את כל המרצחים. ואין לי ספק, גם על סמך מה ששמעתי, שאנחנו גם נשיג את מי שביצע את הרצח הנורא הזה. אנחנו נבוא איתם חשבון וגם עם שולחיהם.
Meanwhile, in the Gaza Strip, the Islamist Hamas organization released a statement in which it hailed the unknown perpetrators for the murder of the IDF soldier, insisting that it served as a most powerful response to talk of an Israeli attempt to annex the West Bank. The statement further read, "It is the decision of our people to expel the occupier from the West Bank. It proves that our intifada, the Arabic word for an armed popular uprising, still continues in the West Bank, that the young people will not end their struggle until the occupation is lifted and the Jewish settlers are expelled." Joining Hamas in its support for the deadly act of terror, the Iranian-backed Palestinian Islamic Jihad praised the perpetrators, saying it was heroic and conveyed an important message. Despite those responses to the attack, no Palestinian organization has yet to claim responsibility for the act of terror. Now to Israel's western neighbor, where Egypt's Interior Ministry released a statement in which it confirmed that Egyptian security forces killed at least 17 Islamic terrorists in a wide-scale operation against terror cells hideouts in the country's capital, Cairo, and in Fayoum province, about 80 kilometers southwest of the capital. The statement noted that the Islamists were members of a group called Hasem, which is accused of being behind an attack earlier this week in which a car packed with explosives detonated near Egypt's main cancer treatment medical institute in Cairo, killing at least 20 people and wounding more than 30 others. According to eyewitnesses, moments before the explosion, the suspected vehicle almost collided with a minibus while driving against traffic near the medical facility.
لقيني وانا فضلت واقف مذهول العربيه عماله تولع قدامي والعربيات اللي ورا كلها عماله تولع احنا الحمد لله اقل خساير الناس اللي ورا كلهم ماتوا عشان ما حدش يقول لكم حاجه ثانيه كل الناس ماتت وثلاث ارباعهم اطفال
لانه جاي عكس كده وكان هيخش في ميكروباص هنا الميكروباص كان هيطلع على الرصيف هنا وطلع يجري واحد ضربه في الحته دي.
Well, Egypt's public prosecutor, who is investigating the incident, accused the internationally recognized terror group Hasem of bearing responsibility for the heinous attack. The Islamist group, which has known links to the Muslim Brotherhood, denied all allegations leveled against it. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu released a statement in which he extended Israel's heartfelt condolences to the families of the innocent victims and wished a speedy recovery to all of the injured. Netanyahu further underscored that Jerusalem stands by the Egyptian people in their battle against terrorism. Now to Israel's northern neighbor Syria, where the Assad regime condemned the United States and Turkey for deliberating so-called actions of a prolonged occupation of northeastern Syria. In a statement released by the Syrian Foreign Ministry, Damascus expressed its complete rejection of the agreement that the Turks and Americans reached with regard to establishing a safe zone. Instead of dividing the country, the Assad regime sought to encourage the Kurdish population of northeastern part of Syria to once again unify under the Assad regime, while encouraging the Kurdish militias to stand in one line with all Syrians and the Syrian army to defend the country against a probable Turkish invasion. Meanwhile, in Ankara, Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu warned the United States that Turkey will not allow efforts to establish a safe zone with the United States in northeastern Syria to stall in the same way that an agreement on control of the Syrian town of Manbij has been delayed. The Turkish top diplomat referred to the Manbij roadmap, which was an agreement made between the NATO allies last year for the withdrawal of the Kurdish YPG militia, which Ankara views as a terrorist organization from the Syrian town that is located adjacent to the border with Turkey. Meanwhile, in Washington, the United States praised the agreement to establish a safe zone in northeastern Syria, yet emphasized that additional details need to be worked out.
The military-to-military talks in Ankara made progress towards establishing a sustainable security mechanism that addresses the legitimate concerns of our NATO ally Turkey and the United States. While there are additional details that need to be worked out, we are encouraged by the initial steps that came out of these talks. A U.S.-Turkey Joint Operations Center will be established in Turkey to continue planning and implementation. We look forward to continuing our work with our partners on this important matter to achieve peace and security in northeast Syria.
Now to Iran, where the Islamic Republic's foreign ministry accused its neighbor Bahrain of pursuing a policy that disrupts stability and security and paves the way for interference of trans-regional powers, including Israel and the Persian Gulf. In a statement on the foreign ministry's Twitter page, its spokesman, Sayed Abbas Mousavi, condemned the Bahraini government's so-called moves against Tehran, including its recent hosting of an anti-Iran summit on maritime security. Mousavi insisted that security in each regional country is closely intertwined with that of others in the region, and underscored that it would not be possible for some countries to enjoy security by compromising the security of others. Meanwhile, Israeli media reported that the Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson also warned of Israel's plan to join a U.S.-led coalition in the Persian Gulf, which several reports quoted Mousavi as saying would constitute a blatant threat to Iran's national security. While TV7 intently reviewed the transcript of spokesman Mousavi's statement, we could not corroborate the Israeli media's statement. Thank you for watching us. Praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Jonathan Hessen. Have Erev Tov and Shabbat Shalom. We will see you again on Monday at the same time.
Hi, this is Mayan Hessen from TV7 Israel News. Like our videos? Support our cause? Enjoy learning more about the region? Want constant updates about the Middle East? Then subscribe to the TV7 Israel News YouTube channel. Make sure to also turn on the notification bell with just one simple click of a button. After subscribing to our channel, a bell icon will appear under every one of our videos. You will find the notification bell right next to the subscribe button, and all you have to do is click on the bell icon, and make sure small sound bars appear above it. This way, you'll be alerted every time we upload a new video, and thus will never miss a thing. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching.